Hello there, welcome to this learning tutorial. This learning tutorial has been designed to support the students who are trying to learn how to use a software called Dreamweaver CS4 to create a website. It's a continuation from another tutorial that I created which showed you how to define a website. And I said defining a website is the first step you do when you're creating a website. Now once you finish defining your website, then the next step is to lay out your website. That is the way you want your viewers to see. It's very important because either they would dislike your work or they will be very appreciative of what you've designed. Now, doing this is very difficult for some students, and I want to show you a clever tool. Now, to lay out your web pages, we are going to be using a design tool called AP Div, and I'll show you here something that often you must do when you are doing coursework. In coursework, you must plan out your work. Once you planned it out, you actually then design it. But actually, how we transfer this design onto Dreamweaver is often very tricky for most students. Some people use tables, which sometimes are very tricky to lay out. But what we have found out from the troubles I've got in the past is to learn how to use a tool called AP Div. And AP Div allows you to do something that you could never have done before. Now, before I go ahead, I really want to first explain what is this AP Div. Now, an AP Div is like a text box in Microsoft Word or in Microsoft PowerPoint. It is used as a container for placing all the information you include in your website, such as images, text boxes, video, animation. It will contain that information. The AP Div container makes sure that the website is being viewed in a web browser such as Explorer. The information stays in the same layout and same position as it appeared in Dreamweaver. So the AP Div container is really very important. Otherwise, this is what we find out in Dreamweaver designing. So things change from your Dreamweaver, things look different. When you go to your web browser, things have changed. So the AP Div container does something that really could never have done before. It has also something we do to it. So the AP Div get some settings. Those settings are very important, which enable your website to be viewed on different screen sizes. For example, I can view my website on a laptop, I can view my website on my mobile phone, I can view my website on a big computer. It will remain the same. This is what an AP Div does. And if you don't realize this, I will show you a few errors that I've spotted in my first practices, and these are the errors that I want you to avoid when doing an exam. So if you don't use an AP Div container, sometimes your website information moves about, and I will show you something, and it's here on something I've done in the past. And it's also similar to what a student presented. Now, often there are many ways. For example, you've got your boxes. This is how it appears in Dreamweaver. Then, when you go to start viewing your work, they've moved. Have a look. So things really keep changing. And really, this is what I'm trying to show you, that you don't really need to go through this effort of trying to sort things out once you've really designed it in Dreamweaver. I will show you something here that I've prepared in my work. I've got a layout I've already done here, and I will show you how I've done it. I drew my AP Div boxes, everything smartly based on my plan, and something here shows you once I've put in my information, they are each having, and each of these boxes is called an AP Div. That is like a text box in Microsoft Word. I will show you quickly how I did it. So if I now show you how my work appears in Explorer, this is how it appears. When you look at it, you don't realize what I've done. Each of those boxes has actually been placed inside those AP Div elements, and I've got examples here. For example, if you look at that, this is literally how an AP Div has been used here. For example, the black box will represent the whole page, but now the inside section, that's an AP Div. So somebody has used it to lay out these web pages here. You can now also see that's another good example. I've got more examples here. So this is really what people are doing. They are drawing the AP Divs, then formatting them, then putting the information inside there. That's another example. So people are using this AP Div to literally come up with wonderful website pages, and I've actually got some real pages that are live on the internet that people have done. For example, you can see here the AP Div has been used to contain this information, but you don't see it. You don't see because designers don't want to show you this. Now this is another example. Somebody has drawn an AP Div, formatted, putting a background image, and now you can see these pictures. I've got AP Div boxes that have been used. So I've got another example here that somebody has used. This is really another good example. So people are using AP Div boxes to come up with wonderful designs. Now, how do you actually use an AP Div? So I will go back to Dreamweaver, and I will use the same index page that you set up in my first tutorial. So stop me, and then good luck. I'll see you in the next tutorials to show you more how to use AP Div elements in Dreamweaver. So good luck.